All right, it's
Thank you.
preparing. I'm gonna go get a beer. Hang on, guys.
Okay.
All righty. I'm all cut up.
All right, it's
Thank you.
preparing. I'm gonna go get a beer. Hang on, guys.
Yeah, I got a notification saying this is being
Alrighty.
sent to a third party.
Yeah, me too.
All right, it's
Thank you.
preparing. I'm gonna go get a beer.
We're
Hang
okay.
on, guys.
Yeah, I got a notification saying this is being
Alrighty.
sent to a third party.
Okay,
We
Ben,
got
we heard that.
delay.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, it's
Thank you.
preparing. I'm gonna go get a beer.
I'm
Hang on,
preparing.
guys.
I'm preparing.
Yeah, I got a notification saying this is being
Alrighty.
sent to a third party.
Okay,
We
Ben,
got
we heard that.
delay.
Shut the. Wow, we are on a
All right, it's
delay.
preparing. I'm gonna go get a beer.
I'm
Hang
preparing.
on, guys.
I'm preparing.
Yeah, I got a notification saying this is being
Alrighty.
sent to a party. It's Groundhog Day.
Okay,
We
Ben,
got
we heard
delay.
that. Shut the. Wow, we are on a
All right, it's
delay.
preparing. I'm gonna go get a beer.
I'm preparing.
Hang on, guys.
I'm preparing.
Yeah, I got a notification saying this is being
Alrighty.
sent to a party. It's Groundhog Day.
Okay,
We
Ben,
got
we heard that.
delay.
Shut the. Wow, we are on a
All right,
delay.
it's preparing. I'm gonna go get a beer.
I'm preparing.
Guys.
I'm preparing.
Yeah, I got a notification saying this is being
Alrighty.
sent to a party. It's Groundhog Day.
Okay,
We
Ben,
got
we heard
delay.
Shut the.
Okay, better?
Yeah.
All right, we are officially live streaming on YouTube.
Awesome, Possum. We were on digital delay for about 30-minute delay.
Yeah, it's a big delay, but it's okay. Eventually, one day when we get it together, we're going to have a special drinking with friends background.
That sounds awesome. Because if you look, the Drinking with Friends flag is back there.
Very, very cool.
Why, thank you.
So, look what I'm drinking, boys and girls.
Ooh, what's that?
Oh,
Oh,
twice Xmas.
2 Xmas. I am drinking Irish coffee.
I like Black Rifle. Isn't that from Tennessee?
I think it's South Carolina.
Really?
Yeah. South or North Carolina, one of the Carolinas. I stopped in there on my way home from Florida.
Yeah, because I think they
That was
have
very
multiple.
cool.
I think they have multiple locations because I remember CFO brought me back some Black Rifle from where was she? She was in Gatlinburg or
Oh,
Gatlinburg.
where they created the gun.
Mm-hmm. The Gatlin gun, the Gatlinburg gun.
There you go.
So good news. The live
What's
stream
that?
looks like it's supposed to.
Wow, that's
Yeah, you
awesome.
got to change the title though. You're live streaming on your account, and it says Ben's Zoom meeting.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to begin to do that.
Ben, you're in the industry.
So
Help.
there.
It's too
So
late.
there, tough guy.
I'm almost positive it's the meeting that you set up. That's the title it gets.
Oh, really? So since
Yeah,
the meeting
it has
already,
multiple purpose I
can't do it now?
don't think so.
That's all right. That's just another thing that we're going to bring to you next time on the Drinking with Friends podcast with Dan, Ben, and Mark. We're going to bring you an accurate title. How about that, folks?
Stay tuned.
And actually a good
Mm.
episode count and season count too.
Yes.
Hold on.
Whoa,
Hold on.
whoa, whoa.
It's
Episode.
way too much.
Is there going to be a different count for YouTube?
No.
No.
No,
We
this is
put
still episode.
parentheses, Benji. Parentheses.
This is still going to be episode, I don't know.
3? 7?
No, the last episode was episode 3. We thought it was 4 or 5. It was actually 3. This is 4.
Wow. Season 2, episode 4.
This is season 2, episode 4, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Yay.
Season West Coast.
No coast.
And we have one viewer.
Yay.
And
Hi,
it's
Mom.
me. And
It
it's
was me. I was watching before.
Oh, okay.
My nose is ridiculous.
we might even have 2 viewers.
Ben Migra is watching.
Now, I wonder if we can see any of this.
Ice baby.
See, so we'll have to see. All
Want to come inside?
Nice. So we got all kinds of technology happening here. Maybe we can.
Oh,
Mm.
I love you.
Hello.
My ex got me flowers, so that's why my dad had to come and they
Mm,
got delivered to the house.
good.
Do they have bees in
I
them?
thought they were for me.
There were roses,
Let's keep it that way.
Roses are red.
Red
violets are blue.
roses.
but my dad is my Valentine.
Oh, isn't that
Oh,
My dad is my best friend.
No.
sweet? Oh,
Because I'm an advanced tax certificator now, so I could do.
She could help. She could do taxes for people who know hablan inglés.
they don't pay taxes.
No, they're
Y-
taxpayers.
yo
They pay
comprendo
taxes.
inglés también.
You don't pay no taxes.
Sí, papá.
I love you, sweetheart.
Palabras.
Go on, Dana. Nice seeing you.
Bye.
bye bye.
Very
Nice
cute.
seeing you.
Adiós.
Can't be
Te
related
quiero
to
más.
Ben.
Te amo.
Way too
Te
cute.
amo.
Te quiero.
Look, if you can. Okay.
Hasta la pasta.
Okay, I love you.
So I have an announcement to make because tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Today is the
Yeah,
13th of
I'm going on a
February.
Valentine's Day hike.
Today is the 13th of February and also the 10-month anniversary of CFO and I. Don't choke. Ben.
Aw,
It's a
Something
nice
happened.
thing. It's a nice thing, Ben.
I don't know.
That way.
Something just stopped.
Something just.
Okay. Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
wow, what the hell was that?
I don't know. Something was stopped in the middle of my throat and just hung out.
Stopped in the middle with my throat.
Okay. It's gone. That was weird.
What was his name?
Always funny.
It's funny.
All right, so
I'm
can I make
trying to
my
watch
can I make my announcement again because Ben had to ruin it by
before
being
you do
selfish
that?
and
I
choking?
just have to interrupt because I need to know. Are you live streaming on YouTube on our channel
YouTube.
or on?
No, we can't live stream on our channel yet. We'll
Okay.
have to look into that. But we're actually
Yeah, I
live
think it's a
streaming.
YouTube setting. You have to allow permission to live.
Shut up, Ben. We have to tell Ben to shut up. We are streaming on Mark Z Drums on YouTube.
Oh, okay. So let me check. I was looking at drinking with friends and I couldn't find anything. So
Yeah, because it's not there.
okay.
So I'd like to make an announcement. Today, the day before Valentine's Day, is CFO's and I's 10-month anniversary.
Wow.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I can't believe it myself. It's like the blink of an eye. Congratulations to us.
Yes.
And yes. So there's that.
Congratulations, kids.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mark has never been happier.
I really have not. To be quite honest, I've never been happier.
You've never been happy.
Oh, that's
But
true too.
seriously, you're a changed man now that you found love.
Yes. It's
So
very
we're
nice.
going to dedicate this episode to
still a
all the
dick,
lovers out
though.
there.
What, Ben?
Hmm?
What'd you say?
I said you're still a dick, though.
And you still love Dick, but that's okay.
I love Mark.
Exactly. That's where I was going with that, man. Come on, Ben.
That's right. Well, it's great to be here podcasting with my best friend and his cousin Dan.
Yeah, I feel the same way, Mark. Dickless fuck. I'm not.
What
I'm
do
not.
you got? Hey, Ben, what are you
Okay.
drinking? Is that a gin and tonic?
Yes.
Oh,
Whoa.
my God.
On hardcore, Ben.
Very
Look at him
hardcore.
go. I saw the
Man.
lines. I thought maybe it was a gin and tonic.
Wow. What kind of gin are you drinking?
The Japanese one.
Oh, Roku.
Drinking Roku right now?
Yes.
Damn, is that good?
Good for
Oh, it's
you.
unbelievable. You
Last
know,
night-
we had Tanqueray and tonic the last time, and it was just like had a weird aftertaste.
Mm,
And I
But
thought we
this-
were like,
very
this is odd,
smooth.
and it was a little bit more expensive
Mhm. But
than
isn't it
the
better?
Roku.
It's a better drink.
Oh, much better.
Smoother, nice.
Yes.
By the
nice.
way, for the show, I was researching different Japanese whiskeys, and I have a long list. So
Mm.
in the future, I'll be bringing some more to the show so you guys could do taste tests and we can go that way. I'm really hooked on the Japanese stuff. I can't stop.
Well, during
so
It's really, really good.
during the Super Bowl, we were sipping on the Toki.
Oh,
Ooh, Toki.
I brought it to the party to share and let
And what-
everybody experience the Toki. It was very good. Went over very well.
Oh, good. Congratulations. I'm glad you guys drank it and had a good time. Now, Mark, want to introduce the show officially?
Thank you. And yeah, the Toki was a gift from my best friend's cousin. Anyway, everybody, welcome to the Drinking with Friends podcast with Dan, Ben, and Mark. The first, not really the first, the second, but the first. No, this is the first actual live stream of the show.
Yes, with all three of us together at the same time in different locations, in different bunkers.
We did a video pod with just Dan and I, and that never really made it to air because of the way the Zoom was set up. And this is much, much better. I might still post that. I don't know, but the sound wasn't great. We're working on that. I think this podcast sounds a lot better already.
Absolutely. Because it's
Excellent.
not... I'm sorry?
I said excellent.
Okay, Ben, you look great. I like your background. The lighting's really good.
Oh, you want to really see the background? The background is
No,
just,
no, no.
oh,
No,
no.
we don't.
No.
But he does look like, doesn't he look like an art project? Like his features, there's some
that
contrast.
needs to be completed.
Looks beautiful.
He looks like he's on a set of Star Wars.
He does. Yes. Yes. I can definitely see that. Like that's the corridor of the Death Star.
Ben Vader. Ben Vader. Darth's
He also
favorite
looks like,
cousin.
he also looks like he's in that Take on Me video, doesn't he?
Take on Benji.
Everybody's just like a cartoon drawn in black and white. That's what Ben looks like right now.
Yeah, Ben. You're a cartoon, man.
It's like a misshaving over here. Ugh.
Okay, we're not doing this.
All right.
Yeah.
You've been listening and watching
Yay.
the Drinking with Friends podcast. Ben with Opeth shirt. So what's going on, guys? Like what's happening? Dan
Well,
is in bunker 1. I'm in bunker 2. Ben's in bunker 3, or the Death Star, as we like to call it.
the asteroid. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Well, we're post Super Bowl, so we all know how that went.
Mhm.
If
Let's
I
talk
never
about
watch a KC football game again, it'll be one lifetime too soon.
That was a really weird game, man.
I think it's over. You know, I mean,
It was a
the
very
whole
good
Taylor thing, the Invincible thing. I don't know. It's just I kind of was rooting for the Eagles, who I said I hated, but I don't know. I just couldn't get into the Chiefs. I like Mahomes. Sorry, but that's it.
Well, you're in a tough spot because you're a Giants fan, so you can't
Yeah.
really root for the Eagles to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but he loves Saquon, and I was so happy for him. He's a great guy, and it's just awesome that he did what he did, and he deserves it. So good for him. F the Giants, F the Chiefs, F Taylor. Thank you.
Yeah, and you got to give the Eagles credit for building the team the way that they did. They added Saquon, and it just really put the team over the top.
That defense was ridiculous, man.
Hell yeah, they were amazing. I didn't think they were that good, but they shut down the Commandos,
Hmm.
and the Commandos were a good team. And we saw that game, the regular season game, where it was back and forth, and then
Oh, yeah.
Eagles just woke up and just kicked their ass. So,
Yeah, it was competitive for a little bit of that game, maybe the first half, and then the Eagles broke it open. But so my storylines going into the game was Saquon.
mhm.
The fact that he came to a new team and he had such a great season. And it just goes to prove I'm always a fan of a guy, whether it's a quarterback, whatever it is, that goes to a different team with a different system and different coaches and has incredible success, because then that proves, the guy's not a bust. He just wasn't the right fit for the previous team, but maybe he's the right fit for the new team, And I love seeing players being able to resurrect their careers by going somewhere else. So I'm a big fan of that. That was one storyline. The other storyline was I did not want to see the Chiefs three-peat. And if you know the stat, in 7 years, I believe the Chiefs have been in the AFC Championship game every year that Mahomes has been quarterback. They've gone to the Super Bowl 5 times in the 7 years Mahomes has been with the team. That's unbelievable.
That's
That is
impressive,
really
man.
unbelievable. Now they've won 3, right? I believe they've won 3 out of 5. This would have been the three-peat. The other thing was that the Steelers in the 70s won 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. If the Chiefs would have won that Super Bowl, they would have done the same thing. 4 Super Bowl victories in 6 years. So I didn't want that to happen either.
Wow.
And so these are the storylines I had to create in my head to even make this game interesting because I'm not an Eagles fan, even though I was rooting for Saquon. But he didn't do much in the game because the Chiefs shut him down, which was the game plan. And I can't stand the Chiefs. I'm sorry. They're too arrogant. It's enough of them already. It's too much with all, and we're going to talk about this, I'm sure. The officiating, not a factor,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you have a Chiefs team that's been basically undefeated. They lost one game in the season. Is that correct?
Mhm.
Yeah.
They go to their third Super Bowl in a row, right? You think, oh my God, they're gonna win their third Super Bowl, and they get dog walked by the Philadelphia Eagles, like destroyed, dick in the dirt type of stuff.
Oh yeah,
How does that happen?
dude, it was a horrible watch too. The first half, after the first half, I was done. To be honest with you, there was nothing to keep me involved in watching the game. KC couldn't move the ball; they couldn't do anything right. So it just kind of just killed it for me. I didn't even watch the halftime show. Ben, you want to talk about the halftime show?
Well, I didn't watch it either. I went to a friend's house and then I drove home during the halftime show, but I did watch it afterwards. I actually like Kendrick Lamar. I've seen him in concert, and his use of the stage is incredible.
Of course,
And um, he has a very minimalistic, uh,
approach.
I guess, presence. There aren't many props on the stage, like when I went to go see Travis Scott, where there's a whole world built, and there's mountains and everything on the floor where people, instead of like selling out the floor, the whole floor is the stage. Kendrick Lamar is the same thing, but it was a little bit more narrow, and he just worked with lighting, shading, and it was really, really cool stuff. But I didn't understand this halftime show. I didn't understand Samuel L. Jackson in there. I didn't understand some of the other stuff going on. It just, like I said, he's how minimal the stage was. It was just a stage with lighting and then people dancing around him.
Can I
In
add
this concert, it starts off on one side of the stage, and then after a few songs, it opens up to two sections. After a few more songs, three, and then he opens up the whole stage, and he finally makes his way across the whole stage. And then the ending part is just has all these great elevators to take him up into the sky, a really cool lighting and all this stuff. And that was sort of like what you saw here. The stage was laid out, and that's it. What?
No, well, so in the beginning, you saw a PlayStation controller, you saw the X, the triangle, the circle, the square, right? It almost reminded
That
me
was a tic-tac-toe board.
It almost reminded me a little of with a triangle
Why not?
because it's not a tic-tac-toe board. That's why not.
It was
Also
supposed to be
reminded
laid
me
out
a little bit of.
like with the board in nine. I think there were 9 sections.
Okay, are you done?
No.
So it almost reminded me a little bit of Squid Game. If you notice, the dancers were arranged like the American flag at one point,
Mhm.
and he walked down the middle and kind of divided the flag. Samuel L. Jackson is Uncle Sam because he's Sam, but a black man is Uncle Sam. Like I think it was very, very. It was kind of politically charged. This whole presentation and what he was trying to say. And then there was the whole Drake angle and whatever, which I don't know, that whole beef.
That's just hype to get whatever. But you bring up the point with uh, the political thing, and it's just like here comes Samuel L. Jackson saying, "Yo, yo, yo, that's too ghetto for them. You got to bring it back a little.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Yeah,
it this way. Yo, show them how it's got to be done."
right.
Uh, I don't know.
Okay.
I
Can
thought it
we
was
get
just
somebody on the halftime show that a broader audience would like? Maybe somebody with the track record, somebody who's proven, maybe.
well, or not even. It's just like someone who represents the demographics that's watching.
It's a wide variety of people who are watching. That's what I mean.
It's got to be more of one than another. I really don't think
did
there's
you
many
count?
millennials watching the football game.
Oh, so what Ben is saying is that he would like a white artist.
He wants
That's what Ben is
Fall
saying.
Out Boy to play. He wants Fallout Boy.
Yes, he does. He wants Moist to play.
Moist, yeah.
Yes, because they're from the 51st state, Canada, and it'll be easy for them to come in now.
Then don't you want cake during
Oh,
halftime?
they'd be great up there.
There was. I don't want to get into that whole side of it, but and
He's
then
going the distance.
Serena Williams came out. I was just listening to that today.
That's a
Going
great
Just
band.
listening to that today. Serena Williams came out and did Crip Walk.
Yeah.
But she was dissing her ex, and that's not cool. I mean, the conversation came up that her husband must be really pissed because she, at this time, is married to him. Get over the other guy, But it was just like,
That's
I
what I
thought it
mean.
was
There were so
uncalled
many
for.
little
Yeah.
that
I
mean
don't think
nothing
she really
to
had anything to do with
90% of the people who are watching, in my opinion.
I don't think she had anything to do with that. I think that she was there, and he probably brought her out because of that, because of his beef with Drake, whatever. I
Yeah.
don't. My thing about the Super Bowl halftime show, abolish it.
Yeah, I think so.
Have Trump sign an executive order abolishing all halftime shows. for the Super
Wait.
Bowl.
This just in. Mark, do RFK Jr. reporting in on Snoop Dogg, his location.
This.
That's it.
This recording is going to disappear off YouTube.
So we have to have our Snoop Dogg check-in. Hello, Snoop. What's up?
What's up, Snoop?
Snoop should
Was
do
he-
his own
he-
halftime show.
Was he there?
Snoop.
Well, he was. He was a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
When
no.
was the
But
Super
him by
Bowl?
himself, just carrying the whole thing.
He was crip walking in an LA Rams jersey.
Yeah.
Supposedly a Steelers fan. But anyway,
Yeah. Whatever.
I know
But-
he did most of his gangbanging in LA, but
That's right. So I guess we'll abolish the halftime show.
we should abolish the halftime show.
Yeah.
I really
So-
thought
Mark, that's a really good point because it kind of takes away from the flow of the game too. It's way too much time.
it's way too much time. I think it's gotten longer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's 45 minutes now or something.
And so it's become more about the commercials and the halftime show than about the game itself. Now
Mhm.
they have a pregame show. I think didn't Beyonce do the pregame show or something?
I don't know.
Somebody
But-
did.
It's a 4-hour pregame show. They start like at 1:00.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. The NFL has gotten so bloated and so full of itself.
Yeah.
It wants to go over the world, all over the world, and be international. And okay, that's fine. But enough with all of this stuff. And I get it. I'll tell you the reason why. There's only 2 teams in the Super Bowl. They want all of the NFL fans to watch, and a lot of them do, I'm sure. But if you don't have a reason because you're not rooting for one of the teams that are playing in the game, then watch for the commercials. And of course, they want to bring all the non-NFL fans in. I don't want to say just the women, but they're courting women, and they want people that are non-fans to go to parties and talk about the commercials and watch the commercials, and maybe they'll grab some people that way. People will go to the party to watch the halftime show. Maybe they'll grab some more people that way. They're just always wanting to grow the audience. But it's just so much about all the other stuff and not about the game anymore. So for the football fan, the NFL fans, the actual fans like myself, it's lost on me because it's more about everything else than the game. And then
You
the
know
game
that for a
subpar.
championship game. Sorry, for a championship game in any other sport, it could be a series best of 7. That granted, but if it's a 1-game event, it doesn't have that whole event status like the Super Bowl.
Right.
So there's a lot of hype and build up. It's not just the game, it's the event itself. Everybody hanging out, everybody drinking, eating, and the game's just a second.
Gambling.
But
Gambling,
other sports-
gambling is huge now.
Other sports, you'll have a championship game, a final, and it's just a game. If you watch the NCAA, championship game, there's no bullshit. It's just a straight football game, and that's it.
Right.
But
Right. Absolutely.
But no
Fine.
fear. March 28th. UFL.
Oh,
you on the
UFL. So now
Ben, aren't you in the UFL?
I was.
You fucking loser. I'm kidding. I love you, Ben. No,
I'm
he was
still
in
in
the
it.
Urethra FL. What, so isn't that owned by like Dwayne the Rock Johnson and the
Oh,
WWE and
Yeah, I think he
isn't it
has
the
some.
XFL and the USFL combined to make the UFL or something like that?
we should have the X's FL where our X's play each other in bad football games.
Great idea. The XFL. That's great. That's a great idea.
X's and O's.
Oh,
X's and hoes.
Yeah, so it says
Oh.
Redbird Capital Partners, Fox, Danny Garcia, and Dwayne El Roque Johnson.
So yeah, I mean, they want us to. I mean, God, I'm gonna yak if I have to watch any more football. They've already extended the season to 18 weeks. I can't take any more. I need this break. I need this time off of football because guess what? In a couple of weeks, they're going to start talking about drafts and then
mhm.
free agency and then, mini camp, then training camp, whatever.
Yeah.
You're not even away from the game. If you follow all of that stuff, the NFL will just keep giving you content 24/7, 365 a year just to keep you engaged.
Well, that's the
You
same
know,
with most sports. Baseball, it never ends. Trades, this guy, that guy, and football, like you said, that's a great example. But it's to keep the brand in the public's eye. It's to keep people interested until the season starts again. If you don't, then people are going to be interested in other things, but you want to keep them. So you
right.
feed them a little more and a little more until the season.
There are a lot of other things, but
Yeah.
like I've gone to the draft party in Tampa because my nephew is a season ticket holder down in Tampa Bay. And you go to the stadium and you watch the draft in the stadium on the big screens in all of wherever the club level is and all of that stuff. They have the draft. You can go out on the field. They have bars set up on the field and all kinds of things and fun
Oh,
things
that's
for the
cool.
kids. So I've been on the field in Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay.
Mhm.
And when you go down there and you're standing there, you're looking and you're like, holy like the field is enormous.
Massive. Right?
It's bigger than you could ever imagine when you're on the field. And you're like, I'm supposed to run down there? Like, there's no way. I couldn't even run sideline to sideline. It's so huge when you're on the field. You're just like, holy shit.
Hmm.
But that is a big, huge event. Now, he's got the VIP and everything. We didn't pay for a drink or food the entire time we're there. We're watching the draft on the big screens. It's a great event. But this is what they're doing. And in the cities that they have the draft now, in Vegas, I think last year or the year before, they had like 1 million people there
Yeah.
to come and watch the draft. It's crazy how they've been able to make these events into these huge, massive events.
Yeah.
And in 2026, the draft will be held in Pittsburgh.
But nobody's going.
I don't know. I'd love to go, but it's going to be a madhouse. It's going to be like, I don't even know where they'd put all those people in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh is
Pittsburgh's
not a
small.
big city.
Well,
Had to
been there a
build
couple of
hotels.
times on business, and it's crazy.
You would
Not
have
that
like
big.
I would have to drive in to the event and then leave to go home because I'm not going to get a hotel room. There's going to be no way.
Where you fly in and fly out.
Fly in and fly out.
It's
I
an
like
hour
them.
and a half flight, 2 hours the most, I think.
But yeah,
Anyway,
the game.
so we're gonna.
Can I tell you why I hate the Chiefs even more now?
Okay.
Because I won the first quarter in the Super Bowl pool,
Oh, lucky you.
friendly pool. I won the first quarter. Guess who won the second quarter? The halftime.
Taylor Swift.
CFO.
Okay,
CFO.
CFO won halftime. Third
nice.
quarter. The end of the third quarter. My numbers. So the Chiefs score. If they kick an extra point, my numbers come out again. What do the
But they
Chiefs do?
went for the 2-pointer.
They went for the 2-pointer. Now I don't give a shit because as soon as they line up for 2 points, I'm screwed. They're never going to score 1 point from a 2-point conversion. Either they're going to get nothing or two. They got nothing. So I was pissed. The end of the game, the final. Chiefs score. If they kick the extra point, I win final. What do? For no reason, either time, for no reason, they go for two. This time they get it. Whoop-de-doo. Now they have 22 points. Good for you guys. So now
Yep.
the Chiefs even more because they took money out of my pocket.
Yep.
Damn.
I had 0-0. I was expecting them to not do anything for the first quarter. Didn't work out.
Right.
And then
Scored near the end.
it was the end of the first quarter. I was just like, kick a field goal or whatever. And then it dawned upon me, I was like, oh, they're just going to get the ball on the other side. They're not going to kick a field goal. They might as well go for a touchdown. I was pissed. But I did win. It was the only paper I didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get a text message just from the person just like, hey, you won. I said, I did?
Oh, no, you didn't. We messed up. Sorry, I misread it.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on now. We're going to talk about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
You have any other commentary about the game?
No, I didn't. I wasn't too thrilled about it, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm done.
What happened to Taylor Swift during the game?
Oh, she got booed.
Oh,
And she didn't know how to handle it. Her reaction was, what? Did they put Ben on the Jumbotron?
What was that?
She really should have
Like,
expected it, don't you think?
she said, oh my God, they must have flashed Ben Sandoval on the Jumbotron.
First of all, Philly fans are brutal.
Yes.
You've heard, everybody's heard the stories. I don't have to any of the stories. Philly fans are brutal.
Snowballs at Santa Claus. Come on.
they have a jail underneath the
stadium, right?
And there's
the judges there, everything.
I saw a video of a little kid going, nobody likes us and we don't give a fuck. Fuck you. He was like 7. And it was the Philly fan yelling.
It's a Philly fanatic from baseball.
And you can't win with them because if you win, they burn shit. If you lose, they burn shit.
Yeah, the city's done either way.
That city, I'm sorry, it blows. I've been there a couple of times. I stayed there for training for a week. What a fucking miserable experience that was. So anybody from Philly, I'm sorry if I offended you, but the facts are the facts. Your city.
Geno's or Pats, Dan? Geno's or Pats? Which one?
Pardon?
Geno's or Pats? Which one? Cheesesteak. Pats cheesesteak, best for you?
Yeah.
You know who else got booed at the game?
Who?
No, I don't want to bring it up. Somebody got horrendously booed at the game.
Who got horrendously booed?
And the word on the street is that Fox dubbed in cheers.
Oh, please. Stop.
Well, if you go by the fan recorded video, you will hear the real story.
Yeah, and went back to his house and edited it.
Right.
Conspiracy.
We're not even getting into this because
Mark Z drums and investigations.
Because news is not news, truth is not truth, fact is not fact. It's
fiction.
Everybody has a reason to say, well, that's not.
Dude, who cares? Who cares? No one cares. Kind of like whatever Ben says. That's how I feel about politics. No one cares.
Rock and Roll Hall of Shame.
Yes.
I think a lot of people care.
So the new
Rock and Roll Hall of Shame. What is it?
Oh, Benji, you have the list?
Yeah, I got the list.
Can you please tell us what?
Somebody had to come prepared.
Yeah, well,
I thought it was going to be Dan.
I got the list, but I figured.
Okay, so basically, we'll just talk about the people that are nominated for performers. Let's keep it simple.
What do you mean for performers?
Because there's songwriters, there's all.
No, you're right. Okay, yeah, gotcha. All right.
If Dan paid attention the last time we talked about it and the different awards that they hand out, right, Mark? Mark was there.
Yeah, he was ignoring you.
I do remember that. There were different awards.
No one was listening to you, Ben. Your mouth was moving. We heard bird sounds coming out.
Absolutely.
All righty. So I don't know how you want to go through this. Do you want to go one at a time and we go, hey?
No, we'll do an overview. We'll go through them all, and then we can talk more in depth about each one.
So don't stop me. Don't stop me now.
Okay.
Because I'm having a good time, man. I'm having my balls. And I'm going to go through all of them. Here they are. I guess it's in alphabetical order. Bad Company. The Crows That Are Black. The Black Crows. Mariah Carey. Chubby Checker. Joey. Joe Cocker. I almost said Joey Crocker. I don't know where I'm getting these extra letters from.
Isn't it Joey Crockett?
Yeah, it's just like
David
Grohl. Wasn't he King of the Wild Frontier?
So we have Joe Cocker, Billy Idol, Joy Division / New Order, weird, but okay. Cyndi Lauper, Mania, no, Manai, Mana, Mana with the tilde. Oasis, Outcast, Fish, Soundgarden. Drum roll, please, for the last one.
The Beatles.
The White Stripes.
Oh God.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
They're scraping, in my opinion, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel, and there's still so many good bands that they have not even talked about.
So many damn good bands.
In this particular class, I don't know. I mean, is it supposed to be longevity, sales, and what they've contributed to music? I'm not an Oasis fan. Outcast, they were okay, but to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Cyndi
Wait, should we
Lauper,
go in order one at a time and talk?
yeah,
No, well, I think, we've had this discussion before. I definitely think Rock and Roll Hall of Fame should not be called Rock and Roll Hall of Fame anymore. It should just be the Music Hall of Fame.
yeah,
Just drop the whole Rock and Roll Hall of
yeah.
Fame.
It's
It's not
stupid.
rock and roll.
And the acts. All right, Soundgarden. I love Soundgarden, but are you going to compare them to a band that's been around for a long time and has, Alice in Chains? Could they fall in that category as well? Yeah. If you're going to put in Soundgarden, Alice in Chains right in there. And if you
Soundgarden
think
has been
about it,
around for a long time, and
all right,
Soundgarden has
I
put out
made my
incredible.
partial list of who I think should be in, but isn't. Thin Lizzy.
All right, hold on. Soundgarden has been around for a while, and they put out a
Yeah,
bunch,
they have. They should be in, but
and they put
But
out
how
a
many
bunch of
albums did
really good.
Soundgarden put out?
They
like
put out 6 albums.
6.
Now, if you
Yeah,
also
I know,
think
Ben.
about,
I understand what you're saying. I agree.
if you
But
think about that, Chris Cornell is widely regarded as one of the greatest rock singers ever.
yeah,
That has to enter into the equation.
yeah, of course. I'm not disputing that. All I'm trying to say is that they had 6 albums and he had a solo career. And a lot of the guys who were in bands, let's say Pink Floyd, David Gilmour, a big influence on guitars. He's not in the Hall of Fame individually, but Pink Floyd is. So now you're looking at a different animal, which is artists who are parts of bands, but have a solo career. Let's say like David Lee Roth. Should he be in? Because we have Cyndi Lauper, who contributed a lot less as far as catalog and influence versus somebody like him.
There's
And
no way, as a solo artist, that David Lee Roth gets in, even if Van Halen is in.
hmm, well, that's I would say
I
the
don't
same.
think he did enough on his own.
Yeah,
He did
but
enough great music on his own.
true. But if you're going by album sales and things like that and longevity, he's been around forever.
What is, Ben? What is the criteria? Because we need to know what the criteria is. Is there a
Yeah, so the criteria is just what Dan was saying, was basically an artist's influence on the music culture. The second one is career longevity and the impact on other musicians.
What is the average career longevity of a rock band?
Does it say like they have to be the minimum
AI.
10
Nope,
years
doesn't
together?
say anything else.
I'm curious to know, out of, all the bands we think should be in, what is the average lifespan of a band? Is it
5
6
years?
albums? Is it 20 albums? You know what I mean? Is it 2 albums? You have one hit wonders that had huge impacts on the music world, other musicians and the whole nine. And then you had other bands that maybe went on too long and had 50 albums, not quite.
And 49 of them suck.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
really, really hard to say these things. I think for me, Soundgarden had a huge impact on me. I'm just speaking for me.
Mhm.
Motorfinger is probably one of my favorite records to ever listen to in that genre, in
Mhm.
rock and roll. And I think it's a masterpiece. But, they had a huge influence on me and all the other bands that came up through the grunge movement. You know, they were one of the big grunge bands at the time.
Yeah.
But when you look at
And one last point, sorry. One last point, shut up, Ben. One last point is that Soundgarden continued to make music, even though it's only 6 albums. Right after all the other grunge bands, crashed and burned and the fad went away, Soundgarden kept going.
but how many bands
Unknown, big albums, big songs.
How many bands today?
They had the biggest songs.
I need to get another drink.
They were so big
They were so big.
They were huge.
Soundgarden had the biggest songs I've ever heard
in the world.
in the
ever.
world.
So enlighten me with how many bands you could say right off the top of your head that said, "Oh my God, biggest influence, Soundgarden." That's what I
He's just
thought.
saying that was his opinion on him personally. Um,
Every other grunge band.
No, because they were all coming out together.
Oh, were they? When did grunge start, Ben? When did grunge start?
I honestly don't know. I would say in the 1990s.
Oh, in the
1991-ish.
1990s. 91. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let me look real
so
quick.
who are the first?
Everybody depends on who you talk to.
The
Everybody's
late
going to say
80s,
it's when
early
Nirvana
90s.
came out. And
Just
when
like you
Nirvana
said,
came out with Teen Spirit,
late 80s,
felt like
early
Teen Spirit,
90s.
that was a new world, and everything else before it is gone.
Mm-hmm. Right. They pushed out the hair bands.
And therefore, hence Nirvana is in.
Okay. Nobody's arguing that.
No. I'm
Jane's
saying
in?
because people said, "Oh my God, Nirvana, I want to be more like that." You hear that more than I hear Soundgarden.
How many albums did Nirvana put out?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
How many albums did
three,
Nirvana put out?
Three.
Right. They didn't put out
Four
many
with
albums,
the,
but
Unplugged.
the influence, I think, outweighs everything that they've done and outweighs everybody that's almost on this list, except for quite Bad Company.
Okay. And where does Dishwalla find himself?
Okay, now go to the next band. We were talking.
Soundgarden's first album came out the year before
Nirvana.
Nirvana's first album came out. So there you
And
go.
Alice in Chains was one of those three
So
bands.
who was influenced by who? I guess Nirvana was influenced by Soundgarden, weren't they?
Pearl Jam was in there too.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
Okay, what band do you want to talk about? Do you want to go in order? Bad Company? Talk about some of their songs or no?
Dan's a big Bad Company fan. Let him.
I like Bad Company. Paul Rogers, he's great. The band, they have enough work to, I think, solid, good songs, anthemic songs, and I think they deserve to be in.
And to, touch on what Mark was saying, Paul Rogers is also considered one of the greatest rock vocalists of all time.
Yes, by a lot of people. He's a big influence on.
I know I can name more songs. I could say the songs on here by Bad Company that more people will know than the songs by Soundgarden. It depends on who you ask.
Why do you keep attacking Soundgarden? That's what I want to know.
Man. Why do you hate them so much?
Oh, I'm not hating them. I just don't think they qualify.
You know what? I don't think Cyndi Lauper qualifies. I don't think Oasis qualifies.
Cyndi Lauper, she did change a lot, man. She changed fashion. She changed style for people, opened doors for many other artists, female artists.
I don't know about that.
I know about that.
Because you're a female artist.
Because he's a female artist. He knows how influenced he was.
Yeah, true.
I
could agree with that.
Personal.
Ben, you're right. You got a good point.
Cyndi Lauper.
Then
so
okay,
I have to step out of that one. I shouldn't talk because it's more personal for me than anything.
And doesn't she use Ozempic?
I see your true colors.
So that's an influence right there. She does the Ozempic commercials, and
you had to see her in concert. She's absolutely amazing.
Okay, so now Billy Idol, I definitely think he should be in because he single-handedly in the early 80s changed a lot of people's perception of new wave, and it was different. His style, Steve Stevens, the whole thing, it was different, influenced a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I thought that, he's still
before Billy Idol, Generation X or
Generation X and Billy Idol. So I definitely think that he deserves to be in.
Yeah, I'm like on the fence. So
I don't know.
I could probably go and be persuaded.
I'm biased because I'm a fan and I love Steve Stevens. So to me, they deserve it because,
Were you there? Or no, maybe Mark, when Steve Stevens and a couple of other musicians played at Cheers and we went in to see him?
They played for 2 seconds and left.
No.
Well, it's because we knew, who did we knew? That we knew the bass players. We went to school with the bass player's cousin or something like that.
One of the Duns?
Yeah, because he always used to talk about it. And I
Nevin Dunn.
remember in
No, it
school,
was John used to talk about it.
it was John, yeah. And he would say in school, "Oh man, these guys are great. They got a new song coming out, White Wedding, and it's going to be awesome." And he did. He told us about it before it happened,
Yeah,
before
yeah,
it came out.
that's right. But yeah,
But
so
I could agree with that. I think Billy Idol has quite the influence because he did. He came out with a new sound.
yeah,
A
and
new sound.
the image and the whole persona,
Yeah.
and it was different and it changed, and he did influence a lot of people during that period of time.
Now, what about Joy Division, New Order? Like, I'm not
I
familiar
would,
with their music at all.
okay, Joy Division was primarily New Order before, well, after the lead singer had killed himself.
Okay,
The lead singer of Joy Division passed, and then they created New Order afterwards.
gotcha.
So most of the band went forward and changed the name. I thought they were, a big influence in that synth music, synth slash dance punk, new wave-ish, all combined. So yeah, they were a big influence.
Yeah, that's interesting because again, we had this conversation or somewhat where we talk about when you see shows like this or you watch the Grammys or you watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and they do these packages on these bands, like you learn a lot about bands that you didn't know of before. So
Mhm.
I can't even comment on Joy Division or New Order because I'm really not familiar, but this is be an opportunity to get to know that band a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a little bit of Depeche Mode influence, but they're like Depeche Mode light, not as heavy and dark.
Mm.
And it's more poppy, but still the music's it's the song Blue Monday, you hear it all the time. And it's one of those songs that represents the type of genre that is the synthesizer music is, the 80s. Um, I think that they were a very influential band on a lot of other bands that followed them in that
This
kind
is
of
Blue
music.
Monday.
What?
You remember this, Mark?
What?
You
I don't know
can't
if you can hear it.
I can't hear it. No.
Let me move my microphone.
out of your lap.
What are the tissues for, Ben?
This whacking station. Oh my God.
Box
The
of
where?
tissues right by the computer. Mm.
Hmm. He's on the Boy Scout website. What the hell, dude?
How does it feel?
Oh yeah, okay. I know
Yeah.
that song. That's New
Okay.
Order.
Yeah.
That's New
Yes.
Order, right? Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So what? What are you trying to say with that? They should be in the Hall of Fame because of how does it feel?
No, they have
No, I don't think they should be in,
I do. Just
me personally.
artistically speaking, and how they influenced that segment of the new wave synthesizer culture, they did a lot, my opinion.
So, so
And I'm
you,
biased. I like them. So
all right. So let's move on to maybe a lesser known band. You guys should know them because they're from your part of the world, your country. Mana,
Mana,
I have
mana.
no idea.
nah,
Nah, nah, nah, nah, nah, nah, mana, mana,
mana is a
mana,
Mexican
mana.
pop
That's a
band
good song.
from the 1980s.
Here we go.
They're originally called Sombrero Verde or Green Hat.
And then Green Day sued him.
That's right. So I've never heard of this band. Ben,
Me
tell me
neither.
about them because I'm sure you followed them growing up in Mexico.
Ben has a manana tattoo.
They're considered one of the best-selling Latin American or Latin Mexican music artists and the most successful Latin America band of all time, with over
Wow.
25 million records sold worldwide.
They're bigger than the Warning.
Now, I'm sure I've heard them when I go to Food Bazaar to shop. I'm sure I've heard
No,
their music,
Taco Bell when you
but
go there.
Maná has earned 4 Grammy Awards, 8 Latin Grammys, 5 MTV Video Music Awards, Latin America, okay,
All right.
6 Premios Juventud Awards, 19 Billboard Latin Music Awards, and 15 Premios Lo Nuestro Awards.
Their hit single is I Can Swim Through the River to Get to the Other Side. Oh yeah.
They had another big hit called Hola, ¿Cómo estás?
And then the
Oye,
follow-up
¿cómo va?
was Not
Oye,
Muy
¿cómo
Bueno.
estás?
And then the follow-up
Oh,
song to that was Muy Bueno.
Muy bueno te amo.
Me gusta cerveza. That's another good song there.
very
Rico
slow stuff.
especial. So,
All
okay.
right, so that's them.
Okay. Who
So
else? Outcast.
Outcast. No, like, listen, I have nothing to say about Outcast.
They had a couple of good songs, but I don't think they have that whole. I don't know. I can't say that they influenced. I have no opinion because I don't know too much about them.
Black Crowes, in or out?
Black Crowes, no, no,
No, right?
no. They don't have consistency. They had a couple
Yeah.
of hit songs in the beginning, and after that, nothing. They got
After
together
that,
with Jimmy
nothing.
Page, did a couple Led Zeppelin songs, and that brought them back in the public eye. But
They put out more albums than I actually thought. I
Oh, they
remember
put out a
probably
ton of albums.
yeah,
I
but I'm
remember
not a
like their
big fan.
first two, but I never really heard about them or from them since.
Mm-hmm.
They had one. All right, so they were a little prolific 90, 92, 94, 96, 99. Okay, 2001. Then a 7-year gap, 2008, the next album, 2009,
Two brothers got
2010.
into a fight and they stopped for a
And
while.
then from 2010 to 2024 was their last. They just put out a record last year.
Yeah, and the members are far too many to probably bring up on stage. I think they had a rotating door with tons
Well,
and tons of people.
and the brothers, the Robinson brothers, they didn't get along for a while, so that
Yeah,
stopped the music
I
for a
forgot
bit.
what song it was. Maybe they're too hard to handle. The recording
Doesn't
engineer
seem like it's that many though.
actually did the guitar solo because they ran out of time, and they're like, "We have to press this tomorrow." And it's just Chris Robinson is just like, "Yo, he can play the guitar, man. You do it," and he played the guitar solo on there.
Yeah, man, you do it. I love
Yeah,
stories like
oh,
that because
I don't want to do
it's
it.
not uncommon.
I have to leave the studio. I got stuff to
We have
do. Why
faith
do
in
I
you.
have to do solo?
Tubby Checker,
Yeah,
yes, he's an icon. You know, everybody still does the twist. Everybody still thinks about him.
yeah. I would give him just for nostalgia's sake. I don't know too much about him, but
Yeah, Joe Cocker, I don't know. I don't care.
he did
Oh,
the cover of the Beatles song,
Joe Kaka.
Joe Kaka
yeah, he did a couple of
covers. But
covers.
I don't know. I just keep seeing John Belushi making fun of him on Saturday Night Live when he did his Joe Kaka
Yeah,
impersonation, and he was very good. Even Joe Kaka was even like impressed. But I don't know. That's one of those questionable ones.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And the same with Mariah Carey. Now,
Oh yeah, no.
listen, I know she's done a lot in music, and I don't know if
But
she belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame though.
I don't think so. All right, that's my opinion. Who's next?
then we have Outkast. We have Fish.
Fish, their jam band, who I never heard a Fish song in my life, and at this point, I don't really care to.
But you can't deny their fan base.
Oh yeah, that's like the Grateful Dead, same kind of thing. But does
Kind of
that
thing.
make it Rock and Roll Hall of Fame worthy? I don't know.
When I saw the group, well, that is a criteria though, right?
I guess.
Fan reach and album sales.
Yeah, I have nothing to
I
say
bet you
about
they
them.
sold. I bet you they sold a ton of albums.
Yeah, it's the same five people.
But I was in Met Stadium. I think it was City Field at the time, and I saw Dead and Company, and
Yeah,
these people were really under some kind of spell. I guarantee you that 100%. The way they were dancing around and stuff in
they
the
were
stadium,
tripping.
it was
I like
crazy.
Ben right now.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I Fish, whatever. I pass.
So
Ben, pass or yes.
Oh, pass.
Okay, pass.
we have Bad Company going in.
Yes,
We have Chubby Checker going in.
yes.
Joe Cocker, I guess I think I would put in.
It's a gray area, but for nostalgia's sake and old folks, I'll say yes.
And I think he should definitely be nominated. Whether he gets in, okay, that's
Mhm.
up to them.
Yeah,
The Idol, you're saying yes.
absolutely.
Joy Division, New Order, you're saying yes.
Yes.
Okay. Cindy
Ben, what is
Lauper,
your opinion on Billy Idol in New Order?
Billy Idol on the fence, but I could lean over. Joy Division, New Order, no.
Ben
Okay.
can bend over the fence for Joy Division.
No, he bent over for Billy.
Cindy Lauper?
Yes.
Ben says
After
yes.
listening to what you guys said, now I've swayed and I would say yes.
I think I would say yes. Mana, of course. I mean, look at their record sales and their award-winning music.
I guess.
I don't know. I don't care for it.
Oasis, I would say
No.
no.
A hard no on them.
Outcast, no.
Nope.
Fish, maybe just based on sheer popularity and album sales, probably.
Possibly. But that's I'll pass.
And there aren't, I mean, how many jam bands are there really? You have the Grateful Dead, you have Fish to reach like their level of fame,
Mm,
maybe.
yeah, well,
That's why there's only two of them.
no, the Allman Brothers were a jam band too,
Okay.
but they're in. But yeah, I guess you can throw Fish in there because they've earned it through sales and this whole jam band culture thing. I don't know.
Yeah, but still, it always boils down to, did they influence? Who did they influence? Who do people say, oh my God, if it wasn't for Fish, I wouldn't be here?
Good point, Ben. I don't know.
Maybe nobody can do what they can do.
Yeah, you got a point there. That's another way to look at it.
That's true. Bore people for hours on end
You guys know.
in one
I
song.
heard someone say, yeah, I went to go see a Fish concert. I just listened to the first song. After about 30 minutes, I didn't get it. Oh, I left.
Yeah. All right.
What
Who
about,
else?
and what do we got left? We have
Soundgarden.
I'll say
Soundgarden.
yes.
I say absolutely. They were one of the biggest bands to come out of that grunge.
Yeah.
Pearl Jam,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Is Pearl Jam in?
Alice in Chains,
I don't know.
Nirvana, Soundgarden. I mean, they were the big four of
Yeah.
grunge. And the White Stripes.
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Hell
No
no.
way. No way.
Based on one song?
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Pearl Jam was inducted in 2017.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that it?
That's it.
That is
Okay.
it for the nominees.
Now, can I just introduce the next part of this where if you had a couple of bands that you wanted to put in, who would they be?
Mhm.
Can I start?
Go ahead.
Okay. I was thinking,
Nobody cares.
yeah, okay, Ben. I was thinking old
Can I
school,
finish? Can I finish?
Thin Lizzy.
Old School's a movie, bro.
Yeah, okay. Thin Lizzy, Boston, Iron Maiden, Dio, Rainbow, Grand
Why don't we
Funk.
just do one at a time so we could discuss? You could throw out 100 of them.
Well, I'm just giving you an overview of the
Okay.
one thing. And
Right,
then,
right.
all right, Devo, thank you. The Cult, Motorhead, New York Dolls, Ted Nugent, and the Scorpions.
Do you know I've always hated the Cult? Anyway, so is there
There's more bands like Slayer is eligible.
is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame an international
Yeah,
body?
because
Yeah.
I don't know about that. That's a good point. I mean, they have international acts, but that doesn't mean they're international.
That was my question. Do they have they inducted, and I'm sure they have international acts.
Yes.
It's not just an American thing.
No, Canadian, British,
Yeah.
Irish.
Is Rock in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Nope.
Good.
I think they're dude, the sound, Tom Schultz, what he did,
Mhm.
he influenced a lot of people. He changed a lot of
Made the Rockman.
what?
Made the Rockman.
Yeah.
He also influenced musical technology.
Yes.
In a
So
big way.
there's a lot more to it and production as well.
Yeah, but see, my point is this.
Yeah, bass
No.
Rockman.
Tom Schultz.
They'll have it, man.
That thing still works,
Gotta
right?
be
There
40,
are so many
almost 50
bands.
years old.
There
No.
are so many bands out there, and there
40.
are so many bands that have been influential. So
Mhm.
many bands that have sold tons of records. Just so many bands that have been successful to the level that they can be considered for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And if nothing else, maybe the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame should have an offshoot Music Hall of Fame, Pop Hall of Fame, whatever you want to call it. You could leave the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as it is and induct rock and roll bands, and then you
Mhm.
could have an offshoot that's a Hall of Fame still as prestigious, but encompasses everything else.
Can do we put too much weight on whoever is running the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? In other words, we give them a lot of legitimacy by, kind of going with this whole thing where who the hell are they to have corner the market on who should be in their Hall of Fame? You can have the Metal Hall of Fame, the Drummer Hall of Fame, Guitar Player Hall of Fame, Bass
Right.
Player Hall of Fame. You have
There's a Long Island Music Hall of Fame. We have our own.
I mean,
Yeah.
exactly. But I don't agree with a lot of the way that this is going with this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because it seems so subjective, not objective. If you have criteria, but you make it so then that way it's fair that everybody has
Yeah.
to follow through the same.
I think that's a great point, though, because it's not, people need to understand the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is not the be all end all of who's the greatest artist in the
Right.
world. It's what is it, Rolling Stone magazine, right?
Yeah.
So it's a magazine. The owner of the magazine started this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So it's up to them who gets in and who doesn't, who's nominated, who's not. So it's not really anything. That's why a lot of people are like, we don't care if we go in or not.
I don't think that you start a band saying, well, I want to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's probably the last thing you think about. The first thing is I want to play my music, have people hear it. Girls and some girls, that's pretty much the motivation for rock stars is
So what do you think should be the criteria? Like who do you think should govern the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and decide who gets nominated, who gets in? Like
I
who
think
should it be? And should it be the people, the fans?
I think it
Should it be
should
like a
be
write-in vote? Should it
I,
be writers and people that cover music?
how about a combination of
Should it be music
fans,
teachers?
fans, musicians, people in that group that appears that can appreciate all the things that are involved in being successful.
But then you have to induct people to be in the peer group to induct people into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, how do you
No, you
decide
have a
who those
board.
people are?
You can have a board and you can invite whoever you want, people who stop making music, people who are currently making music that are going to be, put in any Hall of Fame because they're that good. I'm sure you can work it out and tweak it, but it could be a balance of journalists, it could be fans, it could be also sale. But then once you start doing the sales thing, that kind of skews it because who's to determine what art is really better than other art, right?
That's the thing, right? Because look, it's Seven Nation Army, the simplest song ever written, and probably has the most streams, the most, like, everybody knows it, all the kids know it.
Mhm.
But does that make it a great song? Does that make them a great band, great songwriters? I don't know. Maybe it should only be music sales. Maybe Billboard magazine should come out with a Billboard magazine Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and then just use their sales numbers.
Yeah.
You could do that.
How about streams?
So subjective, like you said.
Yeah. It's not objective unless you have certain criteria that's universal for all of the bands that have to qualify to meet all these benchmarks, and then they get in.
Right.
Yeah,
Look
but
at
then
Beyonce winning the Grammy, and Billie Eilish outsold her by how much? Billie Eilish's album outsold Beyonce's album by
yeah.
a ton.
Yeah.
But
But
that's not the
then
criteria.
the other thing, the business part of it, you just brought up because of Jay-Z, and there's a lot of backdoor stuff, and he has such a big say over who makes it, him and other people that control the music industry.
Did he?
It's who they want to promote. Yeah, well, and who they want to shine because they have the power to push that act. Doesn't
Oh,
mean that they're better than anybody else. It's just that they got the backing and they're going to make sure that they make money.
are you talking about? Are you talking about P. Diddy and Carl Winslow
I
as the
didn't
other
say
people
that.
in the industry?
I didn't say I'm not in the industry anymore. I'm not in the baby oil industry, so I don't know. But seriously, there's always been power behind the menu they present for us to consume as far as music goes.
Right. Right. I agree.
So I don't think that any of these Hall of Fames has any validity because you can't really judge art. It's a personal thing and everybody's opinion is different. So F the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, to be honest with you. If you're going to make music, you make it, or any art, you do it because you want to do it. It's you.
That's right.
And if somebody likes it, that's great. And if somebody doesn't like it, that's great too. Yeah.
And that's why I think a lot of artists, they express that they don't care if they get in the Hall of Fame or not, because
It's not why they're in it.
no.
No, they're not in it for that. They're in it for the art or actually the money. And that's another conversation we can have. The Steely Dan thing, the rotating hired hands that help build them, you know, that's another argument for another day. Because I have to
Yeah,
read
that would be a great topic to explore.
how, it's art, but then it's also art with I don't know, you got to get into the artist's head because you don't know what really motivated them. Did they want the best sounding album, the best musicians to play the parts, or was it, if we get the best musicians to play, we're going to sell a shitload more albums because they're that good? I don't know. That's a good topic to discuss, but a different time. You
Yeah.
have to research that.
Absolutely, because that's a fascinating topic when you get into studio musicians
Mhm.
versus musicians that are in a band and traveling and touring together and making music together
Yeah.
versus the hired gun aspect of it.
Yeah, the more organic we're growing as a unit versus, and when we develop versus some guy who's just blows everybody away because he's that talented, but he's not grinding on a tour with other people. He's not, they're two different animals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
And it'd be interesting to get more perspective on that. So you could, I mean, we all know from working in bands that you're only as good as the collective, even if one guy's outstanding, the other guy's mediocre, they bring everybody down, but
Right. And
if
you
you're
think
a
about
studio musician,
a studio musician who has to be so much more well-rounded to
yeah.
make a living and be considered for all different types of projects,
Mhm.
as opposed to a person who is writing and performing one genre of music all the time with
Yeah.
the same people going out on tour and all of that stuff. It's a totally different animal.
Yeah. And how they develop, that's interesting because you've seen bands, their same personnel, but their music has changed over time, how they've gotten better or they've discovered technology, whatever it is. But it's just an interesting topic we should get into more in more detail for another
Also
time.
think about how studio musicians need to be able to read music.
Yeah.
Where
Some of them
maybe
don't. Some of them are just brought in and say, look here, they don't even have to, here's the chart, man.
Yeah,
Here's the
that's true.
chords. Play me something. So sometimes it's not even that, it's the ability to make something up on the spot that's damn good. Because I like Steve Lukather is one of the greatest at this. He's played on so many albums, but I don't think he can read music.
Steve who?
They just give me charts and they say, make something up, man. Make the Steve Lukather magic happen. And he does.
Who?
Steve, I can't know his last name. Lukather? From Toto.
Mike Lupica. Steve Lukather.
Lukather?
Lukather.
Yes.
Lukather.
Lukather. But he's in
Lukather.
Toto. And he played on the Michael Jackson song Beat
That's a
It.
whole nother story too,
He's
because
all of that.
if
The
you're
only thing is
purely
Van Halen did the solo. He walked in
Yeah,
and
and
walked
he
out.
did the
He did
tubes.
everything else.
if you're there
He's a
to be a
beauty.
creative and write music for a band or an artist, that's a different story than
Mhm.
walking in having music already written. Here, this is what you're gonna play.
Yeah,
Don't fuck it
there's
up.
so many
Yeah.
variables that go into it. You're right.
So many different types of studio musicians. Correct.
That's
Mhm.
fantastic. Listen, I think
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I think this was a pretty good first live cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get to give my
Oh, okay.
recommendation.
You've been
You've been
listening and
listening to the
watching.
Drinking with Friends podcast.
Well, you
Okay.
have a list too. Dan took up all your time. He listed 40
I
bands.
know. He's like, oh, I just let me do a few of these.
I did,
3 weeks later, and this band and this band.
but you're just jealous.
Well, that's why I jumped in and said there's so many bands. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah.
So I
Right.
went more personal. Bands that I
Okay,
really
we
like that
got
I
it.
actually thought should be in here instead of going through some of them. The first one is Queensryche. I thought that they have longevity. They're still playing. They have put out some amazing albums, and a
My
lot
mouse
of
is hovering
people.
over the stop recording button.
Okay, next
My
one.
mouse is hovering over the
I
end
already went
button.
over that one. I really actually think the Dead Boys should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame. They brought out and during the punk era, brought out something completely new and different, and really changed that landscape. And the last one, I agree with you, Dan, was Devo.
Mm-hmm. Ben, I agree with yours. You had two really good picks that I didn't even think of. I think you're right.
One.
They did influence a lot of people, those two bands. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a
Mark,
couple myself.
go ahead.
B-52s.
Killjoy.
The B-52s.
The B-52s.
Oh shit! Yeah, they're not. No, they're not.
They're not.
Not, and they should be.
They should be. You're right.
Thank you very much.
We need to make a petition for that. Good one, Mark.
Thank you. That's all I have
That's why
to
he's
say.
a talent.
I had one,
it?
and it was a banger.
There you go. Good bang.
You've been listening.
You've been listening. I did. Yes.
Hey,
I
you
make
know
it
who
count.
was in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Meatloaf. He should be in.
Oh,
Meatloaf.
Yeah. He was.
yeah, Meatloaf too. Yes.
Yeah.
Listen,
wonder if
I
Danny
can't
would be inducted
argue
also.
the
Blue Oyster Cult.
Paradise.
Yeah.
And,
They're still
he's
touring,
another guy.
man.
I would do anything for love, but I won't do that.
Yeah. What is
Paradise
that?
by the
though?
Dashboard Light.
And that's up to you to find out.
Listen, everybody, watch Invincible on Amazon
I
Prime.
It's
started
really good, man.
I started today and I saw the
Oh,
first
good.
episode. It was very good. I liked it.
It's very good. And as
It has
the
a good
story
story.
develops, yeah,
It has a very good
and it just
story.
gets better. And like I was watching the new season, season 3 just kind of dropped. And I think I watched the first 4 episodes or whatever. But I'm struck by how great not only the story is, but the acting, the voice acting,
Hmm.
the characters. One of my new favorite voice actors and maybe actors is Walton Goggins right now.
Bilbo Baggins?
Yes, Bilbo Baggins. Walton Goggins. Phenomenal. But anyway,
What character does he voice?
he voices Cecil.
Oh, all right. I haven't gotten that far yet. So
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. And like I said, I canceled my Amazon subscription. I'm not going to be using Amazon. But when I heard Invincible season 3 was out, I'm like, all right, I'm going to re-up for a month of free trial or whatever, and then I'm back out. But that's how good that show is.
yeah. Also, Cobra Kai, the final season. I don't know if you guys watched that or not.
Never watched
Wife
that.
and I watched the first season, and actually it was pretty good.
That's what I'm hearing. Everybody loves it.
Yeah, but we didn't go back, but it's over now. But it just dropped. So
All right.
all
Couple of
righty.
recommendations. Ben, recommendation before we go?
No, I watch stupid stuff, man. Nothing to make you say, but the really one that I really am enjoying is The Recruit on Netflix.
All right, never heard of it. With who?
This guy that does all these romance shows, but now he's a little bit older, but he's almost going to hit 30 and he wants to do another romance. I don't know his name. You want me to look it up for you? Because this way you
No.
don't have to shut up.
No.
You know, you brought up Kirkman before with Invincibles.
Robert Kirkman, yeah.
Yeah, so last night I was watching what the hell? Renfield.
Okay.
Nicholas
Noah
Cage as
Centineo.
Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
And it was entertaining. It was a comedy horror movie.
Right. Never heard of it.
Yeah, well, it was in the theaters for about a half an hour and that was it. But actually it's entertaining. It's like a great Friday night, sit on the couch, have some popcorn with your woman type
Mhm.
of movie.
Well, we watched The Wild Robot.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful, but I was taken out of it because Pedro Pascal is in it, and
There's no Pedro in this
Jim
movie.
but it's enough of all of that stuff, right? What did you do, bro?
I'm sharing my screen.
Oh,
Bro.
good God, you ruined the show.
You just ruined everything, bro.
That's the
Yeah,
show.
really. Okay, great. No one cares.
I can't see it now because you just threw everything off.
Yeah.
You threw everything out of kilter.
But I'm in the industry of fucking things up.
Well, I don't make this product, so
Yeah, well, why are you fucking with it
You
then?
get back. Well, so we watched The Wild Robot.
Now
Took
you're up
me out
there.
of it, but it was beautiful. But what I
Beautiful.
watched that I did not expect to like was Beetlejuice.
Did
oh,
you?
that was good though.
Oh, I loved it. I thought
I
it
thought it was
so
pretty
much
good.
fun.
Yeah.
Actually went to the movie theater with Emily and Pat, and we actually had a nice time. It was a very enjoyable movie. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible.
It wasn't great, but I found myself laughing a lot and
Yes.
like, just having fun with it. So
Yeah.
mission accomplished for that movie.
It was kind of like the same rating I'd give Romulus.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was shocked.
Entertaining, but
Yeah.
I
okay.
was shocked that I liked it. I thought Michael Keaton was great in it.
Oh
I thought
yeah, he was
everybody was
very
really
good.
good in it.
Yeah.
Jenna Ortega was great in it too. I thought everybody was really good in it. And it really felt like the original. Like they really did capture the original. They did a lot of practical
Yes.
effects,
Yeah.
Yeah.
some of the claymation they brought back and all that stuff.
Mhm.
I
It was
thought it
pretty
was
funny. I
good.
loved how the father died.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
first scene when they were talking about the plane crash and the whole thing. That was really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Ben, no movie recommendations?
No, but I do want to see Better Man, the Robbie Williams special where his character is played by a chimpanzee.
He's a monkey. Yeah. I saw that.
I want to see that. It didn't do well in the theaters, but people who saw it loved it, and I think it's on Prime now.
Oh,
Good.
check that
So I
out.
might try to check that out.
All right, kids.
All righty.
So
Take
that
us away,
wraps up.
Mark.
That's my
First-
sign off. You've been watching the Drinking with Friends podcast with Dan, Ben, and Mark on live stream on
There you
YouTube.
go.
Catch the replay anytime and anywhere you get your podcasts. I don't know. The audio will be up on all streaming services. And check out DWFcast.com, where you can find all the information about the show, new shows on the channel like This Week with Uncle Mark, and any live events we have coming up.
Oh yeah. By the way, Ben, have you worked on your new show?
Yeah,
And yeah,
We
yeah,
love you all. Thanks for watching.
yeah, really, Ben.
you're gonna love it when it comes out. I know it.
Recording stopped.
I
All right,
didn't have
kids.
the heart to just hit the end button and just end the whole meeting, which I really want to do, but I said, you know what? Let me not do that.
I'm gonna leave.
All right, Ben. Go ahead.
Alrighty.
You can go your own way.
I'm gonna go my
All right,
own.
this was good.
All right, guys.
I think if
All
we
right,
could
kids.
like resize the panels and get like a background video, like a photo in the background, I think it'll be cool.
I'm gonna have Ben as my background from now on. The various Ben G shots, AI pictures of Ben.
The mean G.
There you go. All right, boys. Anything else before we sign off?
Nope.
All right, do me a favor, send me your recordings,
Yes.
Oh
your
yeah.
audio recordings, and I will put them together and then we'll put it up on YouTube as a separate video.
Cool.
All right, dudes. And I'll put
Good
it up
night.
on because I think maybe we can't live stream on the Drinking with Friends, but we could put this video out there.
That sounds
So it'll
good.
be there. All right.
All right, kids.
Later,
Thank you
guys.
for watching and listening, folks. We love you long time.
Love
Yeah.
you.